Well, after success in one and bowing out of another domestic cup in the last episode, it is now time to turn our attention to the one remaining trophy chance, the Europa League. We've got PAOK in the last 16 at the second leg, it's all to play for. But before that, we've got to go away to Tottenham Hotspur and try a new formation to stop our awful away Premier League run. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 66 of the Head Coach with me, Daniel. We are back today to head away to 6th place Spurs and try out a new tactic as we look to address our awful away form. And then we also play at home to PAOK, the Greek side, who we drew 1-1 at with a late wonder goal away from home. They dominated the game for the most part. They could have been 2 up after missing an early penalty. Without Lopez, our main goal scorer in recent months, we've got to find a way to deliver. So if you're looking forward to that and seeing if we can stay in Europe as well as finding a new successful tactic, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. But before we go and look at anything else, I've got to show you the couple of games off camera because you were with me as we won the Carabao Cup before falling out of the FA Cup pretty wimpishly. But then we lost 1-0 at home to United in a game where we huffed and puffed towards the end. But away at PAOK, a 1-1 draw, a late fight back on the pitch and an unlikely hero with a wonderful goal. And I've got to show you this because the footwork from a centre-half with no finishing ability, no real forward-thinking attributes at all, was absolutely remarkable. On his wrong side too. Here he is with Miley playing a 1-2. Dribbles round 2 or 3, but look at this. Just chops back outside of the foot touch onto his left, curls it into the corner. He's a right-footed centre-half with not much technical ability. Not even got a passing range, let alone the finish, let alone the dribbling. How on earth he's seen that with no technique, I don't know. But a magical moment, he scored a really important goal. And that gives us probably just about the edge in this tie going into the second leg. But between now and then, we've got to face Tottenham Hotspur. Not sure if we'll get our youth intake early enough today. We've dropped to 10th in the league. Realistically, we can't finish above 9th now. There's an 11-point gap to Chelsea. But even looking down now, we're only 5 points off 15th. And given the fact that we're expected to be in a sort of mid-table position, I think it might be difficult if we drop that far. But they're obviously pleased with what we did in the Carabao Cup. And of course, the fact we're still in the Europa League could be very important. But the latter stages, does that mean at least the last 8? Because if we go out this episode, that might be trouble too. Still waiting for the big job after 2 trophy wins as we come to face Tottenham with that formation I hate so much. Bentancur still there, Kulusevski, Evan Ferguson's been a star for them here. The Atta and Romero in the defence. Tomiyasu always makes me laugh playing right wing back for them. But let's go and get through to our selection because we have tried something a little bit different and filled the bench with youngsters. But we have got a 4-3-3, a tactic that we set up at the start here. The aim is that we're going to keep their wing backs very deep. We're not going to try and compete with their back 3 because we can't. We've got an injury to Lopez. I need to save Leonardo. So Solanke has to start, the man who's transfer listed. Miley and Scott will deal with their 2 on-rushing holding midfielders. And then the back 4 with O'Brien sitting in front will hopefully deal with their front 3 whilst allowing us to push some width forward still. So this is the 11 we've gone for and it is basically all change. Alex Scott is in there as he gets a bit of fitness, but we'll only do an hour at most. Then Damsgaard will come on, or Comer, or even Stacey if we're getting battered. But otherwise, the big news is Solanke gets a rare start up front. He has scored 4 goals this year, but only 1 in the league. And everyone else is rested, apart from the goalkeeper. It is Karnazeki in goal, who's been in brilliant form during our poor run. Georgi and Byrne the fullbacks with Mepham and Nelson at centre-half. Lot of years experience between those 2 central defenders. O'Brien sits just in front of them, dealing with the number 10. Scott and Miley in the midfield too. And then Siganov and Vandalak off Solanke up front. We look at the bench. We've got Aarons and Fernandez rested completely. Schmidt, De Joffrey and Fernandez the same. 2 youngsters, a few backup players, and then a few emergencies if we need them. If we're level or if we're winning, then maybe we'll chuck on a Mendes, a Doig, a Ferret Aslan, a Leonardo. But unless we're in that situation, I'm not going to worry. We've got to address the away form this season. If I show you the Premier League table by home and away, I think you'll start to see what I mean, because at home, bearing in mind we've got, 37 points. We're up in the top half. We have managed to get 24 at home. We've been very confident. Away from home, 13 points, 5 defeats in a row. It's not the fact that we've got 13 points away from home. We won the first game. We won the second game. And since then, we've only picked up 7 points in a number of away Premier League matches. It's a really big problem for us against the top half sides. We've been demolished at times, and we need to put that right today. Just something changing at least makes the lads think, at least makes them contemplate, should I commit here? Should I make this decision? And the fact that they're going to be focused, they're going to be a bit more disciplined, maybe that will do us a favour. I don't know. Into the game we go. We're going away to Tottenham Hotspur. We beat them in last year's FA Cup final, but they've had a much better season this time around. What are they going to do against us here? Let's go and find out. Simone Inzaghi has brought Kulusevski in. Pedro Porro was unavailable today, I saw. Rico Henry dropped to the bench. Papis Sarr, exactly the same. He featured in Sunday's episode, didn't he? Victor Gyökeres, Yves Bissouma, lots of big names, and the goalkeeper too. This is a huge side Spurs have built. So let's take the pressure off the lads. Let's play with our backs to the wall. And let's see if we can deal with this threat with this newfound tactic, because it should be better against it. We've got 3-on-3 in the defensive central area rather than a 3-on-2. And we've got the option to push forward out wide. Whether it works, I'm not really sure. 10 minutes gone. It's been quiet so far. Spurs dominating possession. They've had all the shots, but nothing worth seeing. Though Georgie's got a throw in at left back to O'Brien. We have got to bear in mind as well here, this is our backup team. So rather than looking for brilliant results today, turning it around and turning up with a 3 or 4 goal win, I'm more looking for encouragement in the performance and the way we're disciplined out of possession. Miley's given it away there, which is not ideal. Carboni has caught whoever that is, Nelson. Could you be more flat-footed if you tried? He wasn't just caught in treacle. He'd stuck and sunk in it. I mean, he's had an absolute shocker there. Poor from Miley in the middle. But what is Victor Nelson doing? 20 minutes gone. That is the defender at our club with the best anticipation. Let that scare you. The Atta at the back has lost it to Alex Scott, though. Solanke's been laid in. What's he got left in the locker? Oh, plenty in the movement. But the finish was poor. Tucked down in front of the goalkeeper. Bit wider, it might have caused trouble. He didn't really have enough power either, as Bentancur looks for Javi Guerra. Out wide to Sorensen on the left. Chance to cross. Gets to the byline, but cuts back. Alex Scott nicks it again, but then he's robbed. Not had the best start here. Carboni's in. It's a great save. Thought it was offside. Not given. So throw into Tottenham Hotspur. We're living dangerously at the back. What a warning with 5 minutes to half time is that both Victor Nelson should get a bit tighter to Carboni and that he should perhaps consider closing him down, which I'm not sure why he wasn't doing anyway. We've been second best here, but discipline-wise, has actually been a little better defensively. It's an individual error that's cost us. It's always going to be a problem for our side because, as we've mentioned countless times, we never dominate games. We play to stay in them and nick one. And when you make mistakes, which we just seem to be on a little run of doing at the minute, and when you've got to play your backup players a fair amount, we're just not coping. And that added burden of Europe is definitely harming us domestically. As we approach the hour, we will make a few changes. I'm going to consider first teamers because it is only 1-0. So Nelson will come off for Mendes rather than Brassier. Georgie has had an absolute stinker, so will be replaced by Josh Doig at left back. We're also going to bring off Victor Siganov for Ferret Aslan, Solanke for Leonardo. And it leaves us one more, which will probably be Alex Scott because I can't play him for 90. And then Damsgaard will come on in central midfield. We'll give that till 70. Then I think we'll go for it. As much as Van der Lack would be the candidate, I've got to rest the first teamer. Scott off, Damsgaard on. We'll switch those two round. We've got 20 minutes or so to find something out of this game. It's going to be a really important spell for us. But 1-0 would be a sign of progress on the road. We're not going to get it though, are we? Guerra with a corner. Doig away to Van der Lack. Now counter. Up to Ferret Aslan. This is a chance. 3 streaming forward in support. Oh, the ball inside's appalling. Miley manages to make something of it, though. Aslan's running right. Tackle finds him. Aslan inside to O'Brien. Why are you that high up the pitch? Finds Doig and Van der Lack. Van der Lack again gets it back. At the byline in. Leonardo's there. Blocked away to the edge. Bissouma loses it. Just over 10 minutes to go. And Damsgaard's on the ball again to Josh Doig. Inside from the left. Has support. Finds Damsgaard. He's got support again. Damsgaard goes alone straight at the keeper. We're growing into this. Are Spurs trying to hold on for a 1-0? Or are the changes freshening us up? Because the last 15 minutes has been Bournemouth coming back into this. And we've had a couple of half chances without really stealing the show. Only 2 minutes added on. That's typical, isn't it? But you know what? I'm encouraged by that performance. Much better away from home. Maybe that's something we've got to do on the road in future. For now, though, there's a far more important game to come in this episode. We know we're going to settle for mid-table in the league. 1 point separating 10th and 14th. If Europe continues, we'll probably be near the bottom of that. But we have got a big game to come. If we can get to the quarter-final of the Europa League, as well as winning the Carabao Cup, as well as comfortably avoiding relegation, this would be a remarkable season. So let's get this post-match press conference done. Let's get through the Thursday night, and hopefully our well-rested first 11 can do the job against Greek opposition. Well, it's fitness test time ahead of a big Thursday night football under the lights. Do you reckon now it's the last 16 any fans might turn up? Seems to be a really misguided attendance figure in FM24. Fernandes is fully fit. Nelson is available. Not that I want him to play after his performance at the weekend. And let's have a look at who else is potentially going through in this competition. So it looks like Galatasaray have just put Celtic out. Hearts have lost to Roma. Hamburg are through. Lazio are through in extra time. I tell you what, if we do get through this one, it's going to be tricky from there, isn't it? Everton are steaming through. Feyenoord or Real Sociedad. We've beaten Feyenoord this season, but Sociedad look more likely. And then Rennes, probably the favourites in the other game because they've got some wonderful wonder kids. So let's see how they get on tonight. 4-2-3-1 for the visitors. We'll be back to our main formation there. I recognise Beck Sorensen. He is a player we've had before. I think it was in the Viborg save. Don't quote me on that. Allende, another good one at Chilean International. There's quality across the pitch here. It's going to be a difficult game. Let's see how we get on when our 11's picked. Sorry, I've just got to show this because our assistant has picked the team and this is what he's recommended. He's basically resting everyone. He's also left out the only strikers available at the club and gone for Damsgaard, a midfielder up there. What on earth is happening? We've got a greyed out striker on the bench as well for some reason. Let's sort this mess out. Why would you rest people when you've got a great chance to get to a European quarter-final for the first time in I don't know how long, maybe ever in this save? Not sure how they went in the early years. So yes, Doig and Aarons will come back in. Yes, Alex Scott will obviously come back in. Out wide, yes, Fernandes is getting fit. He'll be on there too. Marcos Leonardo will be the starting striker. And at the back, my defensive three will include Bruno Mendes, who is always my favourite there. So this is the 11 that we're going for. I think I might try and find a better substitute than a greyed out striker. Have we not got anyone available from the 18s? Yes, we have. Why would you not promote good youth players? Stacey is 1.5 star. Aston and Beattie are both decent strikers. I think we'll go for Beattie as a natural finisher. Why would you not pick them? I'm not sure. This is our 11 in full then. It's almost full strength with Karnazeki in goal. De Joffrey, Mendes and Schmidt, the first choice back three, with Aarons and Doig the wing backs. Fernandes is joined by Alex Scott in the middle. Miley can come on for him if we get the job done. And then a front three of Aslan Fernandes and Marcos Leonardo. The only striker available today. We've got an injury to Lopez, Solanke not registered. And it's then a youngster or Damsgaard if that doesn't work out. So let's go and submit the team for the Greek opposition at home and hope we can get past them and into the final 8. Right then, our Greek visitors are in no manager territory, despite the fact I'm sure they had one for the first leg. I'm almost certain of it. Oh well. Let's go and say, motivate the lads. You've got to go and make this count. You've been in a poor run, but when it's really mattered, such as the Carabao Cup final, you've turned up. Second leg of this one, I need you to do the job. Please come along and make it happen here. We're into the first half. It's normally a pretty poor game at this level. Not sure we're going to see the likes of Galatasaray Celtic 6-3 here. We do need to be better than the first half of the first leg where we were completely outplayed. As Gedson Fernandes finds Aslan, that's a good run. Across the pitch we go and breaks down the right. Leonardo in the middle. Facundo Fernandes arriving too. He's been a massive miss in recent weeks. And that's why an 11th goal of the season, a coming-of-age year. He's been remarkable when he's fit. We missed him in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup when it mattered. But he's back now, he's done his bit. And he gives us a crucial lead in the tie. What a player he is as well. I'm sure that release clause will get activated this summer. Hopefully we won't be here to see it. Maybe it'll be to whatever club we go to. As Nanasi breaks down the left for the visitors. To the edge of the box. This isn't over yet. Karnazeki forced into a very good save. Mendes put the token leg out but didn't get enough on it. In the end, the goalkeeper forced into brilliance. I want to give Barreto games. He's a really good keeper. He's improving off the pitch. But Karnazeki has been so good, as you can see there. He commands the area. He makes great saves. And he keeps saving us at the minute, so I don't feel I can drop him out. Fernandez, despite the injury and recent decline, is doing brilliantly. So let's encourage these boys. They're doing well. They're playing well. And they've got the lead in a tie. Let's try and keep it. Well, 10 minutes to half time, and bar that one shot we saw on camera, our visitors, have offered nothing. Now, they are on the front foot now, and they're going to be famous last words, aren't they? De Joffrey nicks it after his heroics in front of goal last time. The speculative effort from the skipper in the number 10 role is watched over by Karnazeki, but they're growing into it. Almost the reverse of what we saw in the first leg, where we had to come back into the tie, as Gedson Fernandez, our second before half time, would be lovely. De Joffrey breaks forward to Aarons, who's flying down that right wing. Back to De Joffrey again. Sure, FM might have put him as left-footed because De Joffrey's taking so many touches on there. Turns inside to Mendes, a good spell of possession, and now we can bring it forward with a quick switch of play. Although Schmidt seems to be holding up instead. Finds Doig. Back into Alex Scott. Turns in possession. This is very professional play. Very composed in possession. And managing the game well in Europe. As Mendes finds Gedson. Now can we break? Ferret Aslan. Great first touch. Beats his man. Aaron's in support, but he goes for the cross. Fernandez up. Header just over. 2 to half time. A second would be really welcome now. But at the moment, we're doing the job. We're dominating the game. And without being absolutely vintage, we are looking like a good side. So let's tell the lads to keep it up. They're doing all right. And hopefully we can eke a bit more out of them. 60% of the ball is crucial. Not something we often manage to do. But achieving that and managing to get a win without our probably most potent goal-scoring striker available today would certainly be a signal of intent. I'm looking at some of the performances and the fitness. Fernandez won't do 90 as much as we'd want him to. And now Aslan has picked up a tight calf. So do you know what? I'm going to bring both of them off. No need for a risk. Can anyone play up front? I mean, Van der Lack can, but I want to go for someone who's got a threat really in the air. I don't think we've got that. Damsgaard's not even 6 foot. Siganov, what are you? 5'10". We're going to leave Leonardo on then. We'll go Siganov off the right. Van der Lack off the left. And we'll give it 5 more minutes, I think. 2 changes made. And it's the visitors on the attack. But Gedson Fernandez does really well. Quietly had a good game in there today. The Joffrey plays back to his goalkeeper. And we keep possession. I hope we're just seeing this highlight because there's a pending change rather than something going to happen. Myra gets it on the right-hand side. Back to his goalkeeper. And the visitors look to break forward again. He's not confident. It's not game over. We didn't get that crucial second. And it might end up costing us here because here they come. They've broken through. Camelo. Good challenge, Mendes. Only as far as Allende. Camelo again. Just wide of the post. Cracking move, to be fair to them. We're going to keep praising the lads because they're still winning a European last 16 tie. They've not reacted well to it. We're going to take Doig off for Georgi, a slightly more defensive option. Leonardo's not happy, but I've got nothing I can do there. I'm going to gamble and take Scott off for Miley because he's got a very heavy match load and I don't want him breaking down again. Miley should be good enough to see the game out. Siganov with a free kick. Good effort. Good save by Filatov. Tipped wide of the post. Could have been a big moment, that. A second goal, a set piece, whatever it is, would probably see us home now. It would be lovely if we could get it. As Lewis Miley puts the corner in to the back post. Schmidt goes up. Away as far as Leonardo, who will chase it out. Based on this, I think we might see Solanke again on Sunday. The Joffrey can't get there. There's 5 to go. I'm going to go for it now. Oh no, Max Aarons has picked up a knock. Tight groin. On comes Ollie Byrne. 3 minutes plus stoppage time. This is far from vintage. There are 5 added on. We've played 2 of them. And now we get the old time wasting on. You know how this goes. 5 at the back with defensive wing-backs. A flat 4 in midfield with supporting wingers. Fernandes swaps into a more defensive role in midfield. Van der Lack to a support duty. The defenders, fullbacks on defend. You do not need to go anywhere. We're also going to do the usual as we did in the Carabao Cup final. So the tempo, start time wasting, stop the overlaps, then play for set pieces, slow the pace down and drop off when you're out of possession. 3 minutes of stoppage time remaining. The crowd does look a bit bigger today in fairness. Yeah, 22,500. They found themselves. And it's the same score as our last home game against this opposition. We beat them 1-0 in the groups. We beat them 1-0 in the last 16. And that means that we are through to the final 8 of the Europa League. Let's go and see who we get in a draw and who we'll be facing in the next episode. Well, maybe not. How disappointing. The draw is not until the 21st of March, despite the fact all the games have now been played. So we're not going to be able to see that at the end of this game. But we do the job. Aslan's injury only a couple of days because we got him off quickly. I mean, I'm not too worried about the weekend because we've got 2 weeks off for the international break after. But we will rotate as needed against Nottingham Forest. In fact, no, there's only a week off then. So the next 2 games are quite big in terms of getting past that 40 points against the bottom 5 teams. Just trying to make sure we're comfortable there. And then when we get to the Europa League quarter-final in mid-April, we don't have to worry about going strong against Villa, against Chelsea. We can focus fully on Europe. So for the next episode, that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll have a quick look at our youth intake, which I'm hoping is going to be pretty decent. There is a suggestion it's a good intake and that there's a good holding midfielder, which might be quite useful when it comes to our new away formation, if that works. But basically, now we're just going to focus on the Europa League. We're going to go both legs of the quarter-final, no matter who we're facing. We'll see away from home whether we need to change and whether it works. And hopefully, we'll have Manuel Lopez fit by then. So if you're looking forward to that and you did enjoy this one, the story of the 1-0s as we get back to the old ways at Bournemouth, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know what you thought of the performance and the result. Should I be concerned by the way we're playing the last couple of months? Or should I just think that this is a results business? We've won a cup final 1-0. We've snuck through in Europe 1-0. Should I just be happy that we're doing our job to the best of our ability? Let me know what you think of that. Whether we should stay here beyond this season. And if you want to stay up to date and find out if we do, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll keep a little eye on the job centre. The Luton job's popped up, but I don't think I can justify going to the bottom of the Championship. There are some big jobs, though, including Chelsea, that are now becoming pretty precarious or insecure. We'll be back on Monday for our European quarter-final, but between now and then, we'll be back with Southend United tomorrow. We had our transfer special for the summer yesterday, and it will be deadline day tomorrow afternoon. We'll then have another little special on Sunday. You can find all of those various playlists up in the eye above. Thank you very much for watching. Your support, as always, is greatly appreciated. Also, a shout out to HelloFresh for their continued support with the channel. You can find the link in the description if you're in the UK for 60% off your first box and loads more discounts for the first couple of months. Now I'll see you back here with a deadline day at Southend tomorrow before this save returns for European quarter-final action on Monday afternoon. A special with Bournemouth.